What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I cannot begin to tell you the amount of times this book has been recommended to me, the amount of times I have seen it on Instagram, on Tumblr, on Pinterest, on Twitter, the mood boards, the music choices, the fan castings. Like, this book is everywhere. Like, more than anything, I've probably heard about Six of Crows more than I've heard about the Grisha trilogy, but they were just so tied together, and like the information that I would see about it was so tied together that I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to read those, but I don't want to read those, and like, it was just like a big, huge mess. I've talked about this here and there, but the main thing I've been most excited about with finally starting this journey into Leigh Bardugo's writing is getting to Six of Crows, just because I have heard so much hype about it. And I've also heard, like, it's so much better than the trilogy. Like, it just leaps and bounds, all that kind of stuff. And I will say, Six of Crows is leaps and bounds better than anything that I have read from Leigh Bardugo thus far. Six of Crows does take place in the same universe as the Grisha trilogy. It's like a couple of years later, and the way that they kind of situate you is like one of the characters was too young to be in the civil war that happens in that trilogy. So that's kind of how they, tell you where you're at in the timeline. There are a lot of name drops and like things that kind of happened from that trilogy, but upon reading it, I can definitely wholeheartedly say you do not need those books to understand this one. I mean, like, sure, they don't really go into like the ins and outs of like the Grisha or anything in this book, but to me, the world building just felt so organic because none of it is like spoon-fed to you. You kind of just like gather it from the characters, because we do have 6 main characters here and the story is told from 5 of them. So you do kind of just understand and absorb the world through them, which I like better than like the more traditional route that the Grisha trilogy does go on, where like the character is introduced and everything is told to them. Like in this one, you absorb it just with the context of the story, which I just think worked really well. I also loved the characters in this book. I cannot begin to tell you how many times I have seen Kaz in like fan edits and like everything. He's always included in with like Rhysand and Will Herondale, and I'm like, I know this character is a Leigh Bardugo character. I don't know if I'm allowed to like him. I don't know how this is gonna go. I loved Kaz. He is a baby murder boy, and it was so great. But I loved every single character. There are so many ships in this that are just like my perfect breed of ship, and I just couldn't believe it, because with the trilogy, I just felt so detached. I wasn't really attached to anybody other than Nikolai, but with this, I felt so invested in everybody. I was so invested in finding out like what happened to Kaz, why he is the way he is. I wanted to see Inej, be free and like be her own person. I wanted Nina and Matthias to work it out and get together. Like, it just was so good. I felt so invested in it, and it was so exciting to feel that. I just couldn't stop listening to it. I was so excited about it, and it did remind me, because I read Gilded Wolves not too long ago, maybe a year ago, and everybody was saying that it was like a rip-off of Six of Crows, and I can see why people say that, because they are both like heist books, and I do think Six of Crows just nails that heist trope, that heist setting. Like, we gather the crew, the way you get to see all of the different points of view, the way things change as it goes on, like finding out that maybe the cargo isn't what you thought it was gonna be, the double-crossing, the backstabbing. Like, I think she just painted this world so perfectly. It still felt fantasy, but it felt a lot more grounded, which I really, really liked. I'm trying to remember if I felt that with Ninth House, because I did really like Ninth House, but like as time has gone on, I've kind of forgotten a little bit about it. But when it comes to Six of Crows, I feel like she just really hit it out of the park. And like, even to people who like, I've told them everything, like I still don't trust Leigh Bardugo or anything like that, I would still recommend this book, because I feel like it can exist in a vacuum where everything is perfect here and like everything else is just kind of like whatever. Like, you can take this book in and everything will be fine. The way this book left off made me really excited to get to the next one. I like that it is only 2 books, because I do feel like the way things got like pushed and set up towards the end of this book, I definitely feel like it's good that it's gonna wrap up in the next one and not be stretched out into 3. I think pacing wise, like that was a really good decision. So overall, like I'm just really excited to see where that's gonna go, because oh my god, Kaz, the journey that he goes on, the things we learn about him, it's just, this is everything that I want, everything I want wrapped up in one boy. Like, I kid you not, like there are 3 ships in this book. I ship all of them like with my life. I will go down with all of these ships, and I cannot believe that it like just took hook me like this, because everything else I've read by Leigh Bardugo, I haven't trusted, or I've, maybe grudgingly liked, but then it's betrayed me. But like with this, I don't know how it's going to end. I don't know where we're going with the next book, but this book on its own lived up to the hype. It didn't stab me in the back. I was excited about it from start to finish. It made me feel happy when I was reading it. And for that reason, I do recommend Six of Crows. So I am giving it an A+, really excited to see what's gonna happen to our characters next. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every week. That is everything I got for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.